Please welcome with me this young man of God, Gabriel Diaz.
Well, good evening, New Hope Christian College supporters. My name is Gabriel Diaz, and I'm one of the seniors graduating here at the college. And I just want to say, as one who represents all the students, it's such a great honor, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, to see the faces who have been supporting this college so faithfully throughout the years. So thank you very much. I feel that one of the things that I love about this college is it's done two things for students like us. One, it's giving us skillful hands to do the work of the ministry. But two, it's teaching us how to have a pure, clean heart to lead the people of God. When I first came to the college, I was kind of immature. One of the stories of my immaturity was that I had to break into the college to get some books to borrow so I could complete one of my term papers. Now, some of you are kind of worried because you're thinking, oh my gosh, when I'm gone, this guy's probably going to be leading my church. So that kind of frightens you. But it leads me to my question. When you're gone, who will be leading your church? Many of us know that we are not going to be here forever, so that when we're gone, the ministries that we work so hard to develop and the people to build up, we want to be intentional about making sure that the next generation of leaders are built up well to lead the people of God. And that's why I love when I have questions about the Bible and leadership, that the Bible has so many answers for me. My particular favorite for leadership is the book of Kings. Now in this book, you have examples of good kings who lead the people of God well, but you also have bad kings who lead the people of God not well. Here's an example. King Ahaz, when he comes into leadership, the first thing he does is he closes the temple so that no one can worship God. It's funny that the king who's supposed to teach the people how to follow God, he does the antithesis. He leads people contrary to the Lord's statutes. But we also have good examples such as Hezekiah. You see, Hezekiah's first order of business is that he reopens the temple so that the people can worship God. And he consecrates the Levites and the priests and says, in the past we've been going astray, but today, this day, we're going to follow God. And you know what it's taught me? That it's not so much the people who change, but rather it's the leadership who changes. That when you have a good king, you'll find and see that the people are walking in the ways of God. But when the leader is a bad leader, it seems to be that the people stumble and falter like sheep without a shepherd. So then I ask, who's going to lead your church? Now, I know none of us are planning on having an Ahaz who closes Sunday service and worships Baal lead, but I'm sure we're all cognizant of the fact that we want to be grooming Hezekiahs to lead our church so that when we're gone, they will lead them in the ways of God. Maxwell puts it like this, that everything rises and everything falls on leadership. That when you have the people of God walking in his ways, you look straight to the leader and you'll probably get a good indication of why. But if you have a leader who's askew and corrupt, the people will also be askew and corrupt. So I believe that if we can institute a spiritual leader who has a pure heart and has skillful hands, then the generations will never cease to follow God. And they'll be continually listening to his word and walking in his ways. In the Old Testament, what the patriarchs would do when the former generation is leaving and the new ones coming in, is that the former generation would put their hands upon the next and they would bless them. Now this blessing had two parts. The first part is that they would give to them the mantle of authority to lead the people of God. But the second part is they would give them resources. King David, when Solomon was starting to enter, on King David's deathbed, he puts his hand upon Solomon and he has him to go be blessed to be the king of Israel, to lead them. He's giving the mantle to them. But he doesn't just give them the position only, rather he also gives to him the resources. He gives him to build the temple, gold, silver, cedar, iron, and workers to build up the Lord's temple. Why? Because God had a plan for Israel, and he was going to use Solomon to build the temple so that the nations would know his name. And in the same manner that God has a plan for Israel, he has a plan for Hawaii. That once upon a time, we were a very Christian nation, but it seems to be that over time, the people were led astray and away from the ways of God. But now he's starting to turn the hearts of the people so that everybody will know and worship God. But it doesn't just stop with us. It continues on to the rest of the world. That the people of the Philippines would know the love that God has for them. That the people of China would know the riches there are in Christ. And that the people of Japan would know his fame, and that the people of Myanmar, of the United States, of Argentina would know Jesus Christ. But it isn't just, we can't hope and wish alone. Rather, we need to build up leaders who are going to go out and tell people about Jesus and lead them in his ways. And that's why I'm proud to be a part of a college who's developing young leaders by giving them to the mantle of authority to lead the people of God. But also, this college is giving them the resources needed to lead the people of God. When I first started college, I didn't have everything I needed to succeed well. You see, one of them was that I needed a car. And so what my stepdad did was he actually bought himself a moped, and he gave me his car so that I would be able to make it to school. But it wasn't just him. It really was all of you as well. Because when I went to this school, I didn't have enough to pay for college, but because of people like you, I received over $15,000 of scholarships. And being a student who's a senior at this college, 4 years, and representing all the students of New Hope Christian College, I just want to say an honest and sincere thank you to you folks, because you are the reason why we are being built up to lead the next generation for Jesus. Thank you very much.